cyclone is imminent. We present this advice from the Darwin Weather Bureau and the Northern Territory Emergency Services Organisation as a community service for top-end listeners. When a cyclone comes, remain calm and stay inside.
On Christmas Eve 1974, Darwin was hit by one of the worst natural disasters in our recorded history, Cyclone Tracy. For 3 hours, howling winds pounded the city at speeds estimated at more than 250 kilometres an hour. Doris Pengelly was 13 when Tracy struck.
We got up at 5 or 6 in the morning and went outside when everything was dead silent. And the sun was slowly coming up, and just looking around and not hearing a bird sing, not a dog barking, nothing, and not seeing anybody. And you could just see for miles and miles. I really thought, this is it, we're alone.
Seven out of 10 houses were destroyed and almost all the rest were seriously damaged.
It was still fairly dark because it was early morning when we arrived, and it was pretty tricky about landing because there was so much devastation and the runway obviously had debris on it, and we had enough light to land, and when we landed and I just walked off the aircraft, it was just unbelievable. It was just like a bomb had gone off. I just stood there and I think I took about 10 rolls of film before I even left the airport. It was just mind-blowing. Having a great picture in your camera is no good if nobody's going to see it. And somebody was being carried out on a stretcher, and I raced up to the people. I said, where's this man going? And they said, oh, we think he's going to Sydney. And I said, good, give him this film. When he gets to Sydney, tell him to give it to the doctor. Before they do anything, give the doctor the film.
Fairfax photographers Vic Sumner and Wal Easton soon joined Rick in what was left of Darwin.
When we first arrived, we moved in the travel lodge, and I thought, oh, this is pretty good. There's, the hotel's still standing, except for the cars that were in the swimming pool. It wasn't hard to cover. Everybody welcomed you. They said, come in, even though there was nothing there.
People were on edge. There was looting. And with no power, the threat of disease grew with each day. Within a week of Cyclone Tracy, Australia's biggest peacetime airlift had reduced Darwin's population from 47,000 people to just 12,000. Many of the evacuees refused to return to a city that for them had died.
My father, he would very much have liked to have stayed there and helped rebuild, but my mother was out of there. No.
Cyclone Tracy left over 600 people injured in her wake. The final total was 71, including 13 children. But even in Tracy's wake, the massive task of rebuilding the city had begun.
Typical Australian. Oh well, we'll come back tomorrow. We'll rebuild. No problem. Nobody was really angry. I mean, everybody just seemed to take it in their stride. And there was a guy by the name of, I think it was Bill Rawlings, who wrote on the side of his house, "We'll be back."